Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you guys for joining me today for my first ASMR video. Today we're going to be doing my NFL Week 5 picks with the spread. So I'm going to be going over each game with the point spreads, how I would bet the point spreads, and we're just going to get right into this now. Disclaimer, I am not a betting expert. I am I guess you could say middle of the pack NFL pick person. So, take my picks with a grain of salt if you do intend on betting. But like I always say, don't bet what you can't afford to lose. I've made that mistake in the past and it's come back and bitten me. So, only bet what you can afford to lose and only bet what you're comfortable losing, So let's get right into it. First game of the week, we got Thursday, we got the Washington Commanders giving 7 points to the Chicago Bears. Now, I really like from what I was seeing from the Commanders against the Eagles this past week. And I'm not sure what's going on with the Chicago Bears or how they gave up that huge lead to the Denver Broncos. But I feel like the Chicago Bears passing game is starting to come along better. I feel like we're starting to see Justin Fields and DJ Moore have a lot more chemistry together. But I just feel like the Washington Commanders have a decent offense, but I feel like they have one of the better defenses in the league. Just being able to keep up with the with the Philadelphia Eagles and go into overtime in a game where I feel like they could have won. To me, if you're gonna play the money line, I would take the Commanders here. If you wanted to take the Bears, I would move the line to plus 13 and take the Chicago Bears. And that's how I would play that. Next game we got on Sunday is the Detroit Lions at home giving 9 to the Carolina Panthers. Now, if we were talking about Andy Dalton starting for the Panthers, I feel like this game would be a little bit closer, but Bryce Young is just really mistake prone, and he still needs some time to develop. He does have a decent connection with his receivers, especially Adam Thielen, and I feel like if the Panthers have any shot in this game, they're going to need to try to incorporate Miles Sanders in. But Detroit's defense, they're really good. I mean, I know that Aaron Jones was coming back from injury, but they just completely shut down him and the Packers, and I know the Packers had a second half comeback. But I mean, if you watched that game last week, the Lions versus the Packers, the Lions defense just decimated the Packers. Like it was crazy. It really wasn't as close as the scoreboard showed. Even though a 14-point loss is a pretty big margin, if you watched that game, you felt like it could have been a 21-point loss. But with the Lions giving 9, I'm gonna take the Lions -1 at home, or you can just take the Lions in the money line. And I don't feel like the Panthers have enough to keep up with the Lions, so I would just go Lions straight up in that game. David Montgomery's playing really well. Goff he's playing really well. I think he only has 2 picks on the year, so that's pretty good. They also get Jameson. Oh my goodness, I forgot about Williams back this week, so Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Josh Reynolds, Sam Laporta, even though they don't really use Jahmyr Gibbs as much, they still have him. And David Mock, I think this game is going to be a blowout, in all honesty. But just to play it safe, I would go money line or move the spread from 9-1 and take the Lions. Next game we got the Dolphins giving 9.5 to the New York Giants. The Dolphins got honestly decimated against the Bills last week, and it's unfortunate because I had high hopes for them in that game. The Giants, they play tonight against the Seahawks, and we'll see where that goes. But to be honest, I don't really have to spend a lot of time on this. I'm gonna move the line to -3 and take the Dolphins. I mean, you could play this a lot of ways, but that's what I would do. Even if Saquon Barkley is back, just how do you keep up with the Dolphins offense in Miami? I feel like if that Buffalo Dolphins game was in Miami, it'd be a lot different. I know people like to downplay it, but the Miami weather definitely plays a big factor in these games, so I would move the line to -3, take Miami. Next game in London, we got the Buffalo Bills -5.5 against the Jaguars. I mean, London is basically a home game now for the Jaguars. They've been playing there for years, and this is their second game there in the past 2 weeks. That's crazy. I mean, I don't know what the NFL, how they plan on doing these. If they really want to make the NFL international, I mean, what are we going to see a game in Australia? Next thing you know, or something like that. I mean, I don't know. But as far as this game goes, I'm going to move the line to -3 and take the Buffalo Bills. I don't know what's going on with the Jaguars. As far as I know, they just decimated the Atlanta Falcons. But I feel like Trevor Lawrence has been regressing this year, and what we saw in week 1 is not what we've been seeing, especially his connection with Calvin Ridley. Where did Calvin Ridley go? I know he caught a touchdown, but I mean, you would just expect more than 2 catches and 23 or 4 yards out of your number 1 receiver. I think they'll be okay, but I don't think that they will in this game. I think the Buffalo Bills will take care of business in London, so I'd move the line to 3 and take Buffalo. Next, we got the Indianapolis Colts giving 1.5 to the Titans. The Titans honestly have really surprised me this year. I did not think that they would be 2-2 at this point. The Colts also, I didn't expect them to be 2-2 without Jonathan Taylor, with the rookie Anthony Richardson. I think one of their best offensive linemen is also out. They don't really have that much depth at receiver, the Colts or the Titans. I mean, the Titans, you got DeAndre Hopkins, who's been non-existent, mostly because I feel like Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry has been on and off this season, although he had a huge game last night. The Colts at receiver, you got I think his name is Downs, Joshua Downs, if I'm not mistaken. You got Michael Pittman, and you got, Molly Cox and what have you. I don't know. I mean, this is a toss-up, but if I had to play it, I would go Titans +10. I would go that way. I would not take the Colts money line if I'm betting my money on it. I would go the safer route and take the Titans +10. And yeah, that would be my pick for that game. So next game we got the Patriots giving 1.5 at the New Orleans Saints. The Patriots, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, Mac Jones got benched. Bailey Zappi wasn't any better. I know they were playing the Cowboys, and the Cowboys defense, besides that one game against Arizona, they've been absolutely destroying teams. If you've had the Cowboys defense in fantasy football like myself, you've been reaping the rewards like crazy. I mean, what did the Cowboys have yesterday? Like 2 interceptions for a touchdown, or I think it was 1 fumble, and then 1 interception. Regardless, they gave me 26 points. It was nuts. So, I mean, and the Saints, as far as the Saints go, Derek Carr should not have been playing. I think we all know that. I mean, Alvin Kamara should not be getting 14 targets and 13 receptions a game. That was very fluky. And that was partly because Derek Carr was hurt. He couldn't really throw. I mean, Chris Olave had 1 reception for 4 yards. That's not going to happen again. As long as there's a healthy Derek Carr or a Jameis Winston even. 1 catch for 4 yards, and then Kamara 13 catches for like 30 yards, which is pretty bad. But if you had him in fantasy, then you loved it. You didn't care. But where's Ramondre Stevenson? Like, what is going on with Ramondre Stevenson? I don't know, but this game is -1.5 in New England. I'm gonna move the line to 10 and take the Saints. I think the Saints have enough firepower to, you know what? No. I'm gonna move the line to +7 and take the Saints. I don't care that it's in New England. I will take the Saints +7. I think with the healthy Carr, they will either win this game or they'll keep it close. Even with the Jameis Winston, they can either win this game or keep it close. The Saints defense is really good. The Patriots defense is pretty good as well. They're not playing a super high-powered offense, so I'm gonna say this game could be close, but just for betting purposes, move the line to +7 and take the Saints. Next game we got the Steelers versus the Ravens. The Ravens are 4.5-point favorites in Pittsburgh. What is going on with the Steelers, man? And now they just lost Kenny Pickett for what could be a while. Not that he was really doing anything crazy. I mean, George Pickens has been suffering. Calvin Austin hasn't really been much of anything besides a game. Maybe 2. Najee Harris, are you joking? Najee Harris, what is going on with this guy? He's never really been good as far as an efficiency standpoint. He's always averaged under 4 yards a carry. Throughout his first 2 years and even this year, Jaylen Warren clearly looks like the better, more explosive back. I don't know what's going on with Najee Harris. I know their offensive line has been garbage, but according to Steelers fans and so-called experts, they addressed the offensive line. They addressed it in free agency. They addressed it in the draft with a top 10 or 14 pick. Broderick Jones, who was playing second fiddle at tackle, like, dude, come on. Anyways, I don't really have faith in the Steelers, so I'm gonna move the line to -1 and take the Ravens. I just think that the Ravens are just a much better team. Kenny Pickett out. Maybe that helps, maybe that doesn't, but I can't see it. So -1 Ravens. Next game, we got the Falcons at home, -1.5 against the Texans. The Falcons, Desmond Ridder, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Tyler Algier, Bijan Robinson, and you scored 6 points last night. The Texans, man, they're actually really, really surprising me this year. I cannot believe how well C.J. Stroud is adapting to the NFL. I kind of wish that they would incorporate Dameon Pierce more in the offense. But, I mean, listen, when you're throwing for over 300 yards a game, and Tank Dell is killing it, Nico Collins is killing it. Now it seems to me that they're alternating weeks. 1 week it's Nico, 1 week it's Tank Dell. But it was also nice to see Dalton Schultz get incorporated into the offense. I think he scored yesterday. I could be wrong, but I think he did. This team, honestly, is kind of like the Lions team from last year, in my opinion. Like, I'm really, really rooting for them, because they've had it rough for a while now. ever since Deshaun Watson got, released or traded. And I love the underdogs. But this game, I'm gonna move the line to +8 and take the Texans. I think the Texans can win this game, but if they don't, I say that they lose by less than 8. 8 is the safer if you want to play it. Ballsy. I would move the line to +2 or +3. Yeah, +3. I would say +3 with the Texans' favor, which means that they would lose the game, but not more than 3. But how I'm playing it, I'm moving it to +8 or +7. I forgot which one I said, but either or, I'm gonna move it to +8 or +7 and take the Texans in this game. Cincinnati giving 3 to the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. The Cardinals are really, really impressing me, honestly. I mean, come on, how can you not be impressed? Joshua Dobbs, like, seriously. I don't know how Arizona is keeping these games somewhat close. And, beating the Cowboys, that was insane. That was insane. James Conner has actually been doing pretty well. Zach Ertz has been doing pretty well. And even Marquise Brown is not bad. I don't understand how. Joshua Dobbs again, but maybe it's my fault for underestimating him. The Bengals, Joe Burrow, man. Joe Burrow has been holding this team back, and maybe it's him, maybe it's his hamstring, maybe it's the play calls. If T. Higgins does not play, I'm going to move the line to +10 and take the Cardinals. If T. Higgins plays, I'm going to take the Bengals and the money line. That's how I would play this game. So that's all I got to say for that. And then we got the Rams and the Eagles. The Eagles are giving the Rams 4.5 in Los Angeles. The Eagles honestly made that Commanders game way harder than it needed to be. The Rams have been fighting and they've been doing really well. Did they win yesterday? I think they did in overtime against the Colts. I cannot believe the Rams are doing this well. They've been in very close games in every single, even the 49ers game, even the Bengals game, whatever you want to say about that. The Rams have been competing. Matthew Stafford has been competing. The running game with Kyren Williams has been taken off out of nowhere. They just traded Cam Akers. Thank God for that. And, what can you say that hasn't been said? Puka Nacua, everybody knows him by now. Even Tutu Atwell has been doing really good. Tyler Higbee's been not bad for what he is. Van Jefferson, everybody thought he was supposed to be the Cooper Kupp replacement. Nope. Puka Nacua. Speaking of Cooper Kupp, he is eligible to come back this week, and oh my gosh, I'm not even a Rams fan, but I cannot wait to see how this develops. Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. Wait, no, let me say it again. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, Tyler Higbee, Van Jefferson, Kyren Williams, Stafford. Jeez, this offense, I feel like, is going to be a top 3 offense once Kupp comes back. They could already be a top 3 offense right now. I haven't checked the stats or anything like that, but man, the Rams are, it's crazy. I cannot believe it. Well, the Rams do have 411 yards of offense. They do allow 300. Just on basic principle, the Rams score more yards per game than the Eagles. They allow less yards per game than the Eagles. And the Eagles' weakness is passing yards allowed. The Eagles' rushing defense is a lot better than their passing defense. Man, this is a great game, honestly. Underrated. I love the Eagles, though. I love DeAndre Swift. I mean, God, I wish that the Lions used him the way that the Eagles are, or maybe they were, but maybe just Swift couldn't stay healthy. Who knows? It could be a million different things. We already know what the Eagles have in Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Dallas Goedert has been a flop this year, but you don't really need him when you got those two receivers and Jalen Hurts, who's a weapon in himself, and DeAndre Swift. But as far as this game goes, I'm going to move the line to +7 and take the Rams. The Rams are at home. They get Cooper Kupp back, hopefully. I mean, he's eligible to come back this week, but we'll see if he plays. But if he comes back, I am taking the Rams +7 in this game. I'm not saying that they're going to win, but I would think that they gave it within a one-score game. Next game, we got Broncos-Jets. Honestly, I might not even bet this game. But for those of you that want to, the Broncos are favored by 2 in Denver versus the New York Jets. Move the line to 8 and take the Jets. That's what I would do, honestly. I don't care for that game much. But I will say that I was really encouraged by Zach Wilson yesterday. I mean, they were close. They were really close. You know what? I'll touch upon this game. I don't want to leave my Broncos and Jets fans high and dry. The Broncos comeback, it really was impressive. Now, mind you, it was the Bears, but it doesn't matter. The Bears are still an NFL team, and that's what I hate about some NFL fans. Oh, the Dolphins dropped 70 on the Broncos. The Broncos suck. Well, you know what? The Broncos are an NFL team. They are the best of the best, as far as at least, within professional American football. They might not be the best professional football team, but they're still an American professional football team. 70 points is 70 points, people. I wish that Russell Wilson would target Sutton more, Jerry Jeudy more. Now I'm hearing about Javonte. He might be out for a while, but they still have some decent depth. Samaje Perine, who they signed in the offseason, he was pretty good with the Bengals last year. So I think he'll be a fine replacement, But I would move the line to 8, take the Jets in this game. Next game, we got the Vikings and the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites in Minnesota. I'm so tired of the Chiefs, honestly. I like the Chiefs. I love Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. I'm so tired of the Taylor Swift BS, man. It's just annoying. It's too much. The Vikings finally got their first win. And unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be a trend here. I think the Vikings are excellent on offense. Kirk Cousins is playing really well this year. Yesterday, though, that 99-yard touchdown or interception return for a touchdown to goal line was a horrible mistake. Although I did see Kirk Cousins try to tackle a defender and he got absolutely bounced. But what do you expect? I mean, it's a linebacker, trouncing out a quarterback. I mean, it is what it is. At least the effort was there. So, but this game in Minnesota, I'm gonna move the line to -1 and take the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are just so much better than the Vikings. So if you want to play Minnesota's way, move it to 13 and take Minnesota. So move the line to +13 Minnesota. But if you play the Chiefs, you could play them in the money line straight up, or you can just move it to the 1 and take the Chiefs. That's what I would do. Now this is a phenomenal game and I cannot wait. Sunday Night Football. We got the San Francisco 49ers at home, -3.5 against the Dallas Cowboys. This is a classic rivalry. I mean, God, every time I think about the 49ers and the Cowboys, I think Terrell Owens spreading his arms, in the middle of the star in Dallas. But this game ask me who was gonna win, I would say the Niners. How am I gonna bet this game though? I would take the Niners money line, or I would take Dallas plus 10. I would take Dallas plus 10 or the Niners in a money line. I don't know what's going on with the Cowboys. Like, Tony Pollard is almost non-existent this year, whereas last year he was freaking everywhere, especially when Zeke wasn't playing. Christian McCaffrey, we all saw. What did he have, 4 or 5 touchdowns? I mean, the guy's a monster. We all knew this. Brandon Ayuk has been, I feel, overtaking Deebo Samuel. Deebo had 0.6 points in fantasy yesterday, or something along those lines. Ayuk is just, I think it's Ayuk time. I think Deebo will get traded in the offseason. I mean, they just have too many weapons. I mean, even George Kittle, he's been doing nothing. There's just too many. But then Christian McCaffrey's been taking everything. I mean, he's just that good. What can you say? He's really that good. Just, take the Niners in the money line. And then the last game we got, the Monday night game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at home getting 2 against the Green Bay Packers. With Jimmy Garoppolo, I would take the Raiders in a money line straight up. Not even kidding. Without Jimmy Garoppolo, I would move the line to plus 10 and take the Raiders. I think the Packers win this game outright if Jimmy Garoppolo does not play. Yesterday, the Raiders had a touchdown to Devontae Adams. I don't know if anybody's seen, but it was not reviewable or something like that. But I think because it wasn't ruled a touchdown, I think they could have challenged it. So, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but because it wasn't ruled a touchdown, it wasn't reviewable, I guess. But maybe the coaches could have challenged it. Anyways, the Raiders just snapped it before, and I think Josh Jacobs ended up getting honestly, I couldn't tell you, but I was honestly surprised by how the rookie for the Raiders played in that game. Considering it was his first career start. What was his name? I'm trying to remember. Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, Aiden O'Connell. I mean, listen, he wasn't bad. First career start. I mean, I know he didn't throw any touchdowns, but he ran for one. He was okay. He was okay. Josh Jacobs surprised me though. I didn't expect him to have 8 catches for 81 yards. And Devontae Adams was okay as well. I mean, he left the game and then came back, but with Jimmy Garoppolo, I would take the Raiders in the money line. Without Jimmy Garoppolo, I would take the Raiders plus 10. So, I mean, listen, I don't got much faith in the Packers. Maybe the Packers are that bad, or maybe the Lions were that good. Like I said earlier, the Lions decimated him, and I just got a notification that Tre'Davious White diagnosed with a torn Achilles. That sucks, man. He's a great player. But yeah, Raiders. If Jimmy G plays, Raiders money line. If he doesn't play, I would take the Raiders plus 10. So those are my picks. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's a long video, but I kind of wanted to go into a little bit of detail. And hopefully you guys found this relaxing. If not, let me know. I'm very new to all this. This is my first video, so let me know what you guys agree with. If you guys disagree with my picks, and I'd love to hear some feedback. So appreciate it, guys. You guys have a good one. Hopefully your team wins. If you go with my picks, hopefully your bets win. And you guys have a great day. Take care.